Today we're going to 5 different thrift stores to buy the most expensive sneaker at each different thrift store. And these thrift stores have a range. There are stores that we're gonna see that may have shoes that are $700, $800 at a thrift store, maybe even some at the low end, but today our goal is to buy the most expensive and potentially turn a massive profit with these sneakers that we're buying. So we're gonna head to a bunch of different stores throughout the city of Atlanta. Let's go ahead and find out. Now, one twist to this is that we're gonna be buying these sneakers at these stores, the most expensive, and then we're gonna be going back to those stores and trying to sell them back to them and see what they give us at the end of it, and see if we can get our money back out and see if they give us a tenth of what they actually sold it for. So let's find out. All right, so now we're outside of 2nd Street Vintage. Now, this store does a really good job with authenticating from what I've heard and the stores I've been to in the past. I heard that they use a lot of the authentication systems that sneaker stores do, so I have faith that the shoes will be real in here, and they always have a good selection of like really good streetwear, designer, and vintage. So let's head inside and see what we can find. All right, let's head into 2nd Street. Looks like they got broken into recently, unfortunately. All right, let's check this out. Looks like a really good selection so far. It's set up really nice. All right, we got Jordan 1s here, some Jordan 2s, some Dunks, some pretty cool selection. We'll come back to this. Let's check out these shelves. A couple cool shoes. Get some Jordan 11 lows, some metallics for 70. Adidas, I think these are Adidas running shoes. And then the Air Max 95 Atlantas, a couple random running shoes, nothing really worth, I mean, these are like $100. I think these are Balenciagas right here. $600. Are these real? That's so expensive. This looks like the designer section. There's a lot of designer hiring stuff, like Mason Margielas. These are at $500, which that's like a retail price. We're back over at this section. These neutral gray highs, they got them 130, not bad. These are the Ferris Bueller SP highs. This is a huge gamble because 380 on a Dunk that is highly faked. I don't know. Got some off-white highs, nothing too that I would really want to get. Some different Yeezys here, different Yeezy models, some Yeezy Boost. I think I know what I want to get, but I don't want to show you guys exactly what it is. So I'm gonna go ahead and check out and then save it for later. We got the Noctas here, but I don't think I'm gonna go for these. All right, we're now outside of Playdoh's closet, but with Playdoh's, it's like sometimes there's some good stuff in the back, sometimes there's not. It's really, really hit or miss here. The back wall usually has some good stuff, but to me, it's hit or miss. Not as much of a guarantee as some of the other stores, but let's head into Playdoh's. Let's go inside of Playdoh's now, and there's one place I'm going here. I'm gonna check out some of these shelves here, but I know that back wall is a spot. So let's go ahead and just head to the back. You can see some of the shoes here. We'll come back to all of these, but I want to go for this wall. This is where they keep all the more expensive stuff most of the time, so let's check this out a little bit deeper. I see a couple different NMDs, some Jordan 3s, some Jordan 1s, but they're all looking kind of beat, so I need to check them out. Like these Jordan 3s, like a grade school black cement 3s, like they're kind of beat, I don't know. Then these have these like Dunk highs here. It's like a panda with like a yellow check mark, a little higher quality maybe. Some Adidas. I got a couple of different pairs of NMDs. These are the Pharrell ones. They're like $30, so nothing like too expensive. Nothing really here. I mean, I want to kind of skim over here, just kind of look through this top shelf and see if we find anything. I'm back over at the wall though, and these are definitely fake. Definitely. Still looking over this wall, making sure I didn't miss anything. Let's walk through these sections and see. There might be a little bit of hidden gem here, but usually it's kind of the more inexpensive shoes or that are a little bit more beat are over here on kind of the side. And then I found a pair of Timbs that I was kind of contemplating getting, but I don't think for this video it'd be worth it. I think I found one. Selection is scarce though. Let's give Goodwill a chance. There may be something in here. Let's check the shelves. So when we first walk in, it looks like all the shelves are pretty stacked, especially with some women's shoes. But let's go over to like the sneaker section. Not seeing much. We have these like flip-flop grass shoes. Let's see. Is that some, I think some Jordan 12s right there. Jordan 12 lows. These kind of look, they're like a size 13. Definitely. Oh, those are beat. I think they're at $5.99. So not too expensive. I'm gonna walk through it. This is more of the like women's sneakers and women's shoes. I'm gonna go one last look over just to make sure. There's usually nothing here. I mean, men's shoes. Hold on. Is there? I literally missed these. This Yeezy 700s. I don't know about these. I think they're falling apart. Yeah. Huh. I wonder how much these are. These might be worth it with the risk if they're cheap enough. Let's go find out. Decided to run by this Goodwill just because they never have anything, but I figured I'd just stop for the video. and I left out of there with a pair of Yeezys for $6. So the most expensive in the store could be a dub. They're falling apart, probably fake, but we'll see. So we came to our trusty Ragarama and they shut down. I don't know what happened. The other one's open, but it wasn't coming up on Google Maps, so I thought something was up, but it is completely empty and they're now leasing this spot again. So that is a store we're not gonna hit, but thankfully we got some good stuff at some other stores already.
This could be our new sneaker store location.
Yeah, should we buy this and turn it into a sneaker store? Obviously it didn't work, so I don't think so. All right, we are outside of Ragarama now, and I think this is gonna be the spot that we find the most expensive of the entire video. Now, we will see if that happens. It's hit or miss, but this store always has good stuff. Sometimes it's real, sometimes it's not, but today we're buying the most expensive shoe. Unless it's like $1,000, $1,500 for something that's blatantly fake, we're not gonna do that. But let's head to Ragarama. Do not let me down, Ragarama. Let's head inside and see what they got. This is one of the biggest thrift stores I feel like we have in the city, and the selection is insane. Look how many sneakers they have. Here's the wall. Look at what is on the wall. Just take a look. We're gonna come back and analyze. All right, let's start looking through these shelves because I know there's a lot of good stuff here, and break it down. All right, we're gonna start over in the size 10 section. I see a couple shoes here. These Jordan 1 taxis here, not bad. Probably like what, $100, so not too bad. What is this? I've never seen this brand before. It's like a foam material, huh? It's pretty cool. Cool looking shoe, $120. Classic pair of red Pumas here. These are pretty cool looking. And then we've got some New Balance, some Jordan 1 highs, plenty of those. And let's go Tim's again. Size, what size? These look like 10.5 for $60. That's honestly a good deal. And then they got some Jordan 2 Almamaniers. These are bricks though. These are $90. They're at the outlets. Then we got Jordan 11 Cherries, $120. Got some more Yeezys, kind of a cool colorway with the gray and orange. One of my favorites. These are at $62. And we have these Clarks are pretty cool, like a paisley material. $100 though. That's too much. These are sick. It's like so futuristic. Love them. Then we got some Undefeated Dunk Lows, not worth too much, $100. Then we got, these are some Christian Louboutin red bottoms, $120. These look real too. The materials look nice. I actually really like these. These might have to be an option. $120 for some red bottoms, crazy. These are the Jeremy Scott Forum wings. These are pretty sick. They're only, I mean, they're worth how much they have in here, but I actually like those. I think they're like, what, $100? Then we got some Allen Iverson Reeboks. These are nasty. I love these. Pretty cheap too. And we got some Solomons here going for about like 80, $90. These some Alexander McQueen's. These would be like $300 retail. Oh, the bottoms are dirty. Ugh. All right, it's back wall time. Let's check out what we got. I need to pull a few pairs and see because look at what we have. The black 10.5s right there, and then the other 10.5s right here. First pair I was asking to pull are these reverse mocha Jordan 1 low Travis Scotts. These are like $1,500 new, absolutely crazy. And then I asked him to pull down this off-white lot 50 because they weren't too crazy expensive in the off chance that they are real, but they're looking not bad. I don't know if I could say they look good. Oh, these reverse mochas, I don't know. Dude, $700. $700 at a thrift store. What? Hold the phone. Jordan 1 low, Travis Scott, Louis Vuitton, Off-White, Chicago. What are these? What is this? And they have them at $600. I need to get away from that. We got some America's Cup Prada highs for $120, and these retail are like $700, $800. This is honestly a really good deal if these are real, and they look pretty good quality. I'm trying to check them out and see, and they look pretty good quality in my opinion. For $120 is not bad at all. Back over, we got some Off-White highs. This is the mainline Off-White for $120. Then we have, what do we got here? This is a pair of Balenciagas. These kind of look fake. We've got some more Asics, pretty cool clean pairs here. Going back over, I got a pair of Dunk highs. We actually have these on my website right now. Then we got some more kind of the fish Dunk lows. But oh my God, Off-White Jordan 4s for $85. These are fake, I can just tell, 100% fake, especially at $85. And they have to know that they're fake or they would have priced them higher. J Balvin Jordan 1 highs at $90, pretty good deal, honestly. Then we got, these look pretty cool. I don't know what silhouette, EPT, this is a pretty cool silhouette. All right, it's time to check out. I might have to blur what I'm getting because you have to wait. All right, so we're leaving Ragarama now. Got our pair. As I suspected and said, they did have pairs that were $700 but I wasn't doing it. There's absolutely no way I was doing it. But we did get a pair that was expensive, and odds of it being realer, we'll have to see when we check when we get home, but it's a good pickup nonetheless. We're outside of Uptown Cheapskate. This is another thrift store, but it's one that you guys might not have heard of. I think it's local here to Atlanta. Also, hopefully it's not too windy, because wow, it just picked up. But it's like mixed. Like, they have men's stuff in there, but they don't have a ton, but I've seen some good sneakers in here before. So let's hope. I don't know how expensive they're gonna get, but let's go inside and find out. All right, here is Uptown Cheapskate. Really clean, very clean store. They have a really good layout, and we're just gonna check out some shoes on the shelf. I'm not expecting anything crazy, but if you look through some of these, there's some cool shoes. It's mainly like Cole Haans and like kind of nicer shoes, I would say, like different Nikes. Nothing really sneaker related, but this is their sneaker wall, I guess, or the high-end shoe wall. Immediately I gotta go for the Iversons. But yeah, this store's super clean. Not one that I know for like Jordans and stuff, but they have a few Jordans over here, so let's check them out. I do see some Ja Morants right here. So the Ja Morant lows, those are kind of sitting at outlets. We have these Griffies here, these Air Max 1 Griffies. These are pretty sweet, honestly. I like the Griffies. Then we have the Wheat Air Force Highs. Not gonna be worthy enough of buying. I brought this sneaker up in a video not too long ago. These are super popular right now, brand new for 45 bucks, super trendy. Really looking through these shelves here and not seeing a ton, so I think I'm gonna focus on that main front shelf there and probably end up going with something from there. So we just finished up. This is gonna be the last store. I've been hiding some of the shoes that we've gotten. I haven't shown you them being in the store because I wanna save it to the end. So let's head back to the warehouse and actually show you guys what we got now, the 5 expensive sneakers. We spent a lot of money today, especially for being at a thrift store, but we got some good stuff, and hopefully one of them is not fake. I'm praying. All right, so we made it back from going to 5 different thrift stores and buying 5 different most expensive sneakers at the thrift stores. And I think we got some good stuff. Do you agree, Nick? Definitely some good stuff today. So I don't know, I should probably range it from cheapest to most expensive, because just start, went to a Goodwill, wasn't expecting to find much. As usual, I just kind of ran in there to do it really quick. Nick wasn't even with me, and I found a pair. And that's gonna be a pair of Yeezy Wave Runners for $6, $5.99. The heel is coming apart. The sides are coming apart. When I saw them, I instantly was like, odds of these being real, pretty low. We do have like an Adidas logo and stuff on there. All of the shoes that we got are going to be put through an authentication app, just to make sure if they're real or not, so we'll know. So you guys will see that after this. But from afar, look like they could be real. In person, they're really light. It looks like on the bottom here, the boost is painted white. Like there's like a boost look, and they just painted this part white. You can literally see like brush strokes. There's an Adidas logo on it, but it was $4.99. I don't expect this quality out of Adidas, to be honest, but that's the lowest tier that we started at. The cheapest tier we started at $5.99, which of course is not that expensive. So if you can't see, we're saving these 2 for the end. This is a box. That's a good box. So as you go to these thrift stores, it's hit or miss. This one was one of the later ones we went to, Playdoh's Closet, kind of a hit or miss. But the most expensive shoe that we found was this Dunk Low in this, honestly not sure the exact name of the colorway. It is kind of like a Miami colorway in my opinion, because you have like a nice pink swoosh on the inside, pink insole, and then you have a blue here. It's pretty cool. These are size 12, I believe, size 11. So my size used, and they were 40 bucks. I did have a discount though, and got them for $32 because I've shopped there many times. And so I got a 20% off coupon, which is pretty nice. So we're making our way up in the pricing. This is kind of level 2. Decent shoe. I think this one is real from everything that I looked at in the store. I kind of went through and checked them out and made sure. Not in great condition, but for $32, not bad. Definitely think I'll be able to make my money back on them, but that is number 2 and tier number 2. We're at $6, $32. And then we kind of, there's a jump on the last 2. Because inherently a thrift store is not meant to have super expensive stuff, but the last 2 just did. So as we make our way to the 3rd shoe, we had no bag, so I had to put it in a box. We were looking at $65, and so after tax, $70.03. Now, these brand new go for $180-ish. And this is the Air Griffey Max 1s in the aqua colorway. These came out back in 2021, a little bit in rough shape, not terrible. Cool details on there, baseball details. I knew instantly when I saw the Griffies, I was like, I gotta get the Griffies. Number 24 there on the back. These were $65 from that place, Uptown Cheapskate. I think these will be real just because inherently I think this is probably what they're worth, around 65 bucks, but not a bad deal in my opinion. So we went from $6 to $32 to $65, and then we're at 3 times the amount of money for the next sneaker that comes up. So that's the third one there. And this is why we did 5 different stores, because we wanted to make sure that we actually got the most expensive while going around. So second most expensive shoe is in a crazy box that, I don't know, dude. If this is real, this is the steal of a lifetime. But where it came from is sketchy. This is from Raga. Raga hit or miss with stuff. $180.50. Now, did you guys see there? You saw it, we showed it. $700 Travis reverse mochas, $650 Fragment One Lows, freaking $650 Louis Vuitton Fragment Travis Scott Chicagos. Don't even exist, with a box. Insane. I just genuinely don't know who's walking in there and buying those. Like, who? Genuinely, there's no way. And they gave somebody like 500 bucks or 600 bucks for those. That's what's crazy, is they paid $600 for those. These, we might do something with these where we see how much money we can get back out of them. But this is a Nike Off-White, and if you look at the back, that's already a bad sign. Like, they couldn't even do this. There's supposed to be a mark on what number it is out of the 50. This one is lot 50. And these are worn. Somebody really wore these, and they had these at $180. Now, big risk buying a shoe like this from Raga, because new, these go for about $800 to $900. Used, they're like $500, $600 still. So, if I'm doing my legit check tests, of shape, we got the tag, lot 50 of 50. Nick, what would you give a percentage of these being real? 20%. So they feel light, a little too light. The structure's a little bit off to me, but I want to be optimistic and not immediately just say that they're fake. I want to be optimistic for you guys. But maybe, you know what? I said I was gonna cut there. Let's show you all the shoes and then we'll find out. So we'll go to the last tier now. I've talked about every tier. We're 4 tiers deep. The next shoe is the most expensive, that came out to $194.93. I'm actually wrong because these were $1 less than those. My mistake. But I want to save this one for last. So 2nd Street Vintage. We went there in Philadelphia when we visited a couple months ago, and I remember just as we got to the city that they had one, and I was happy because I've heard that they use more advanced authentication systems than places like Raga. They put it through, I think, like the entropy stuff where there's like the apps, and they put all the items through there to make sure that they're real before they go on the floor. And as we walked through there, I did not see any shoes that I were like, those are fake. I don't know if you felt the same way, but I felt the same. I felt that way walking through there. So instead of going a little bit just like a Jordan 1 or something, I wanted to go a little more expensive with some designer. And I got a pair of Off-White lows in orange and white. So this is, what is the name of this silhouette? I should actually look it up. They had them at $179.99. They have a ton of different Off-White there. They have Balenciaga, they have Louis Vuitton. So these are the white orange out of office, the OOOs. So they're at $179 with no box. Right now, if you wanted to buy a size 12, it would be $517. Last sale, $400. So hypothetically, a really good deal here if these are real. And I believe we can authenticate these through the apps, but what makes it easier to know if these are real or not is just based off the quality, because this is a designer sneaker. Whereas this is an Off-White with Nike, where Nike's just using their same materials as any shoe. This is using high-end quality materials, and you can really feel those in the structure and just when you're touching them. They obviously don't cost $500 to make when retail's at like $500, but they do cost more to make than these, by far, 100%, multiple times over. This was orange, was cool in my size, so this could be a keeper for me, so at $180 on those. So now we're gonna go through and authenticate all 5 of these shoes and see what results we get back. Before we do that, leave a comment down below, out of 5, how many do you think are real? Let us know right now. I'll let you write it while I'm saying this. and then we will go ahead and cut so you can comment back after if you're right or wrong. I have an amount that I want to say, but I'm gonna wait. You guys comment now. Let's go through. I'm gonna say it, and then I'll cut to it after. I think 3 out of 5 are real. What do you think, Nick? Nick and I are in agreement, so let's go ahead and go through and try to authenticate these in different apps.
A lot of you guys ask what apps I use to authenticate. There's a couple different ones. One that's free is the Poison app, which I think is pretty good. I use Check here and most of the time because I have so many credits and they're pretty reliable.
As I'm doing this, I already got results back for this one within 1 minute, so wonder if that's good or bad.
What these apps do is have you take pictures of every aspect of the shoe. The main one that I think is the most important is going to be the size tag on both shoes, and then the insoles and the stitching. Usually those are the biggest indicators, but you can't be 100% sure, but it's definitely better than not using an app at all.
All right, so we got our results back from checking. And first up, not these. First up, these Yeezys came back as a not pass. Kind of expected it, but for $6, it's a Yeezy. Come on, what are we saying? The second one, which is the second most expensive, this Nike Dunk did pass. So luckily on that one, these were 32 bucks, not too bad of a deal. The third one being these Griffies passed. Lucky on that one as well. In the case of the Nike Off-White Lot 50s for 180 bucks, not pass. That $180. Couldn't expect much from those, but. And then lastly, we have the Off-White out of office lows. These ones, it's been waiting for 30 minutes and it's still going. So I will, at the current moment, pop it up on the screen what the result is when it actually loads, but it's taking forever. And so we thought we'd show you those. I believe these to be real, and if they're not, I'm gonna cut back a clip in and said, I'm wrong. But if they are real, that is 3 out of 5, and that was Nick and I's guess. So now that we bought the 5 most expensive sneakers, it's time to head and try to sell the most expensive sneakers back to these thrift stores and see what they would offer in return for those same shoes that they sold us already. So let's head back to these stores and see what we can sell.
Priced these the exact same that you bought them at, and we priced these at 90. So altogether, that's $135.50 in store credit or $67.76 check.
So for one of the first times, we took the sneakers back to Ragarama to see if they would buy them back and at what price compared to what we paid, because we know and just found out that these shoes are fake. So we're gonna go ahead and see what they would offer. So we took all the shoes back except these Off-Whites right here, because those ones, I think I might keep them or sell my website. So check hairstylenevel.com. But Nick went and got an offer for the Off-White Lot 50. If you remember, we paid $180.25, $180.50, I think was the total. And the offer that they gave, this is my first time seeing it, is $45.26. That's all they offered?
To clarify, they didn't take any of the other shoes. We did bring an additional sneaker that we had gotten from another video that was fake that we wanted to see if they would also buy back, and that accounts for the other $20 that is missing from that offer.
That's insane. That's like a fourth of the price. So they offered the list price of $180, but if you wanted cash, it's only 25% of that. That is a freaking ripoff. We'll probably be listing all the shoes instead on my website, so check out hairstylenevel.com if you want to see those and grab those, because that sounds better than any prices they're going to give us. So make sure you guys check that out. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. This is Harrison, signing out.
YouTube thinks that you'll like the video that's up on the screen, so go ahead and check that out and subscribe if you enjoy the content.